but committed no crime. And bad mistakes, I've made a few. I've had my share of bad kicks in my face, but I've come through. I need to go on. We are the champions, my friend, and we'll keep on fighting till the end. We are the champions. We are the champions. No time for losing, 'cause we are the champions of the world. I've taken my bows in my curtain calls. You brought me fame and fortune and everything that goes with it. I thank you all, but it's been no bed of roses, no pleasure cruise. I consider it a challenge before the whole human race, and I ain't gonna lose. We are the champions, my friend, and we'll keep on fighting till the end. We are the champions. We are the champions. No time to lose, 'cause we are the champions of the world. The champions, my friends, and we'll keep on fighting till the end. Oh, we are the champions. We are the champions. No time for losing, 'cause we are the champions.
Okay, now you should hear me. All right. Sorry about that technical difficulty. We're not even using this. This is just a prop at this point. I just took everything out. So we're back to the old school laptop microphone, baby. All right. So, and honestly, I'm going to do it one last time. I want to give it one last attempt. I noticed when I plugged in my sound effect board this morning, it wasn't like, when you do like a mic check, you can see your microphone level. It wasn't doing that. So I'm assuming that has to do with the fact that, maybe my connection wasn't that great. I don't know. But we're going to test it out here very soon. I'm going to plug it in one more time. And once I plug that in, if it doesn't work out, we're just going to go back to the old laptop, okay? So right now, we're just using the laptop audio. I'm going to be plugging this in right now to the sound effect board, and we'll see how that works, okay? So give me just 1 second. All right, let's try this again. No, we're good. Thank you. I'm breathing, my friend. All right, let's go. So I'm going to plug it in, and we'll just see if it works. If it doesn't, we'll just run it the old school way, okay? So let's just plug this in again, and let's see what happens. Let me make sure my microphone is plugged into the back of this thing pretty good. Yep, that's it. Okay, maybe it just wasn't plugged in all the way. Let's try it this time. Okay, we're going to put it here to get some. Okay, so you're going to lose me here in a second, all right? I'm going to plug it in. All right, you guys can hear me now? Here we go. Sometimes getting fancy doesn't work out, at least for me. So, good morning, everybody. As a matter of fact, we're just going to get this started the right way, all right? So here you go.
Your court television news starting now.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the NJCourts TV news channel. How about that? Let's go old school style, all right? Here we go. And cheers to all my friends this morning. As a matter of fact, I guess testing out this equipment actually worked out because it gave everybody some time to come on in and let those notifications go out. So, bringing it back to the original way, okay, the OG ways. And I'll figure out what went on because we've done this before. We actually have used this little sound effects board and the mic, but you see all these connections, man, it starts getting all complicated here. Too many wires for me, but we had it figured out before. I'll figure it out. Hopefully by the next show, we'll have it down. That way we can play all those cool sound effects, which I know some of you aren't a fan of, but hey, no worries. I can make my own sound effects, right? All right, so it is a Tuesday morning. Today is actually February the 20th for some of those that don't have any calendars or any way of even tracking time. You know who you are. Nothing wrong with that way of living, but just a reminder, it is almost mid-month, or actually past mid-month, so almost March, man. This year has been flying by quick, I will tell you that. So welcome, everybody. We've got a very, very informative show today. We are going to be going over pretty much every single individual that we're actively still covering. We're even going to recap a couple of cases that we closed last week, referencing specifically to the control of sentencing hearing. We're going to actually, we started a new case last week. I take that back. We closed a chapter and then we started a chapter. And we also will be recapping the new chapter we opened, which was the MGL DUI hearing, okay? Not to be mistaken with the new breaking news that came out last night that I'm sure most of you are, if you didn't hear it last night, are probably hearing it this morning. And oh yes, we're going to discuss it. And as promised, we've already verified that information, which I think was verified last night, but I actually chose to sleep after about midnight or 1. I think MGL was going on or did go on. I don't know. Frankly, I don't care because the truth of the matter is all her information is public records and we can check that ourselves. All right. No sense in sitting there listening to somebody that pretty much, in my opinion, spends most of their time lying instead of telling the truth. So that's why this channel decided to go down to that arraignment and provide you that coverage, which is very important because I have a feeling if we weren't down there, there might have been a little bit of change to what her story was as far as what actually happened, which, believe it or not, even with the camera footage of that hearing down there, her story still changed. But we're kind of used to that, right? We see that all the time. So we're going to be discussing that case. As far as our active cases, we're still going over. Let me get my list here because it's a lot of them. We're going to touch up on the blogger IRL, or for most of you that know him, Jesus, what is his freaking, Mr. Butterfield. There we go. AKA Mr. Butterfield, also known as Blogger IRL. He's actually got a few cases going on with him. So we're going to talk about those. I'll get you an update on what's going on with both those cases. Actually, he's got 3 of them. Then he's got another case going on between him and Tommy James. All right. So we're going to be discussing that. Then we're going to move over to giving you an update on Trina Golden. We've had a lot of people requesting an update on that, and I've got one for you. Got a lot to talk about regards to that case. Going to be touching up on what's going on with EBZ and what's going on with his assault charge. And again, for some of you that may have forgot, EBZ has again, going through the court system. So again, this is allegedly an assault and battery charge on him, having to do with an incident between him and Burger Planet, another live streamer. Then we're going to touch up on Jimmy the Christian. Let's not forget that individual. So I'll give you an update on what's going on with Jimmy the Christian and his hearings coming up. So we've got Trina, Jimmy the Christian, EBZ, Blogger, Tommy James. Got a little bit of news to update you on Skimask Andy. Not much, but we'll touch up on that. And let's see, talk about what's going on with Michelle, otherwise known as MGL. And then, of course, we're going to recap and talk a little bit about what happened with the sentencing hearing with Controlla. I may have forgot one person. If I did, I'm sure I will figure it out by the end of this show. So, got a lot to talk about. I want to say thank you very quick to Darlene Valenzuela. As a matter of fact, Darlene, let's get this show started right. I appreciate that super sticker. Thank you for your continued support, my friend. This Gavel Slam goes out to you. Join me, ladies and gentlemen. If you know it, you got it. Members of the jury. Thank you so much, Darlene. And we just got, as a matter of fact, Kimberly 71 has now officially become an OG. So Kimberly, welcome to the OG squad, my friend. And I appreciate 6 months of your continued support as a member of the jury. This gavel slam goes out to you. Join me if you got him, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah, I forgot. Trigger warning for the earbuds, okay? I got to remind myself, I'm going to have to put like a post-it right here to remind my earbud users that we get a little loud, especially when it's been 7 days of you've not seen me. Well, actually, you saw me yesterday morning, most of y'all. But welcome, everybody. Thank you again for spending your Tuesday morning with moi and the NJCourts TV channel. So let's get this show started. As a matter of fact, let me just make sure I didn't miss any other shout-outs. Thank you again, Darlene. Thank you, Kimberly. Yeah, let's go. Cheers to all my friends. I'm sipping right now on a Stanley filled with some ice water. Oh yeah, doing it the healthy way. But cheers. All right, so let's get this junk. Well, it's not junk. I like it off, but for right now, it's junk off my table. So I got more room to slam the gavel. All right, I got room for my notepad. And let's get this show started. So I think what we're going to do is just start with the kind of the breaking news that's been going on. And that's just going on with Miss MGL, Michelle Sabate, a.k.a. What other name does she go by? Michelle Goes Live. Who knows at this point? But for some of you that may not know, this rumor went on yesterday, which started as a little rumor, but it was quickly confirmed. Now, I will tell you this. As far as on my end, all the information that I'm going to be sharing with you today was confirmed via a phone call directly to the Harris County Jail, okay? So this isn't going off of any, other hearsay, anything like that. This was physically confirmed through that jail, okay? And this is what they said. Wrote it down here. Give me just 1 second. All right. So I don't have all the details. I'll be working on that here soon, as far as getting like the police report. Maybe somebody else or another channel's already gotten that. Who knows, okay? So as far as like, what time it happened, the location, things like that, I don't know. All I can tell you is this, okay? Is pretty much what, somebody that works at the jail and has access to the computer is going to be able to see and tell you, okay? Pretty much she was bonded out yesterday. So yesterday was the 19th. So she was bonded out, which means she had to be click, clack, hands in the back, arrested, okay? So in order to get bonded out, you got to get arrested first. So we can assume she was arrested and charged with something, okay? So she was bonded out yesterday, okay? As a matter of fact, the total amount of her bond was $17,000, which means if she used a bonding agency, which most likely she did, she had to pay between 10 to 15% of that. So do the math. Minimum 1,700 smackarooners, okay? Now, she bonded out on 3 charges as of right now. One of them is DUI. The second one is simple battery on an officer. The third one is obstruction and misrepresentation of a license plate. Okay? I'm just going to put it pretty much this way. Based on the fact that she's currently facing a DUI charge now, that's what we were there last week or 2 weeks ago to bring you that arraignment. And the fact now that she bonded out of now another charge, DUI charge, it's not going to be looking too good, especially when she's got also a simple battery on an officer charge, which I'm going to share some things with you. Give me a second. First, I want to show you something because they did update her charges, or one of the charges from her first DUI. We're going to do now first DUI, new DUI, okay? Or new and newest. Let's just do first and second. That way we don't confuse people. So the first DUI, okay, they've updated a charge. Let me share that with you. Give me 1 second here. And I apologize if you guys have questions with me in the chat. Let me just put out this news. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up like for a few minutes, some time to answer those questions pretty much after, every little segment or individual we cover. I'm going to try it out like that first and see if that kind of helps as far as me answering those questions for you. Let me just get this pulled up here so you guys can see exactly what I'm looking at. Is it this? Jeez, I can't even see. Let's see. Oh, no, it's this one right here. All right, cool. I think it's this one. Let's see. All right, so let's just download this. And let's see what this is. What? That's my video. Okay, hold on. Never mind. Let me just make sure I sent this as an email to myself. If not, I have the screenshot here I can share with you guys. I just prefer to do it on my laptop so it looks a little bit more professional. Oh, that was it. Hold on. I don't think I... Yeah, there we go. Screenshot. Oh, my gosh. Let's see if I can... All right. I'm just going to do it this way. I'll just read it to you guys. It's easier that way, and I can even show you like this. Give me a second. Let me just go back to the screen here. So pretty much, if you go to the Georgia Probate Records website, and this is, again, for the first DUI, which I'll give you the citation or the case number. It's E04892121, okay? She's got 3 charges now. I mean, geez, you'd almost think this is a joke because her first DUI, she's got 3 charges she's facing. And then on this second DUI, this one she just got, I guess, assuming yesterday, it might have even been the day before, and she spent a night in jail. I don't know yet. I'll find out. But on this second DUI, she's also facing what we've seen 3 charges as well. Okay. So in the first DUI, she's got DUI. Second charge is headlights or no headlights. Third charge is an open container violation. Okay. So originally they had it just listed as a DUI. Okay. Now they've upgraded the charge or changed it to DUI, third offense in 10 years, which is going to verify or kind of fact check. Remember in the arraignment, the one that I went down and filmed for you guys? When we listened to that, we heard the prosecutor mention, okay, and a lot of us were like, whoa, we didn't know that, mention that, you know, they were going to be pretty much charging her as if she already had as a pretty much a repeat offender, which it was under our understanding. She just had 1 previous DUI in the state of Georgia. She had others in multiple other states, but in the state of Georgia, what we were aware of was she had 1 DUI. The way the prosecutor made it sound was like she had 2 DUIs. And now that they've upgraded or changed this charge to say DUI, third offense in 10 years, I'm almost kind of, and again, I'm not going to say it is until I can confirm it, but it almost is looking like what it sounds like, that she already had not 1, but 2 previous DUIs, and now is facing 2 more DUIs in that state, okay? This is not cool, man. This is an individual that needs some serious help as far as rehabilitation, and at this point are very lucky they haven't hurt anybody, okay? I mean, this is insane that you're, 1, facing a DUI currently, then you go out and drive and get another one. Quite frankly, I don't even know how that works because on this new DUI, I didn't see anything as far as a charge. They had something regarding her license plate, obstruction of her plate, but they didn't mention anything with her driver's license, which I thought they only give you a temporary license in Georgia for like 120 days, which maybe we're still under that time frame, but very strange, you know. I would hope now that her license has been completely revoked. And I'll say this. I had a discussion with Papa Courts, who most of you know was a municipal judge, which means he dealt with a lot of DUI cases. And Papa Courts said this. Most likely she's probably going to do a plea agreement at this point, okay? I don't think she's going to try to go to a jury trial, okay? So let's assume she does a plea agreement. Just the judge giving her a standard sentence is going to include jail time, okay? So if Michelle thinks, and again, I can't state it, but based on just experience, based on the history of how these cases go, and here very soon, we'll take a look at together, you know, we're going to be following up on this case. We'll see what, you know, pretty much what she looks like she's going to be facing as far as sentencing goes with what we know now, okay? but I can probably tell you it's not going to look good, and most likely it's going to include jail time. So let me see if I can kind of zoom this in so I can show you guys. But there you go. So right there, it says now, third DUI, third offense in 10 years. All right. So it looks like Sicilian Princess is saying she was arrested yesterday. So assuming she bonded out, was arrested and bonded out the same day. So I think it's safe to say that she got her DUI yesterday. But she is bonded out. Did I spell February wrong? Slick X, good looking out. I was trying to use January's UARY, you know, so I didn't have to change everything. So I need to add an R. Thank you, chat. See? Love you guys. So let me spell that out now before I forget. All right, we'll change that. As a matter of fact, we've got to change now the update. So pretty much as we go along with all our updates, if we've got any updates in February, I'm going to go ahead and update this calendar. The writing that you see right now, that's from last month's. And the reason I still left that up is just so I can reference that just in case I have to. But as we go along with our updates, if there's anything that we need to update for February, we're going to go ahead and do that now, okay? Hey, good looking out, Slick X. Did I get Saturday wrong? Oh, it was Saturday. See, so she was arrested Saturday. Today is Tuesday. Yesterday was when they said she bonded out, which was yesterday was Monday. So we're assuming if it was Saturday, she spent Saturday night and Sunday night in jail. So again, not sure. I need to confirm all that stuff. And as soon as we get an incident report, that's going to confirm all that. So yeah, there you go. But what we can confirm is on this second DUI is, you know, at this moment, she has been charged with those 3 charges, which is a DUI, simple battery, or what was it? Simple assault, excuse me. Was it simple battery or simple battery on an officer and obstruction and misrepresentation of a license plate? Okay. And obviously in the incident report, it's going to give you a good detailed, you know, summary of exactly why they charged her with each one of those. Okay. Oh yeah. She lies a lot. That's like I said, I mean, for God's sake, she even with the coverage we had from her arraignment, me physically being there, you know, she still said a bunch of stuff that was not true, okay? So could you imagine if that coverage was not there? Oh, my gosh. All right, so let us move on. So do we have anything to update for February yet on her? As of right now, no. But that is pending because I'm pretty sure she at minimum has an arraignment this month, okay? Oh, another thing. I did check on the date, you know, to see if they had, you know, even a case number, if they'd issue that out. Obviously, because she just bonded out, they don't have that information. So it is still pending. As soon as I can get a case number, then I can request for the incident report and then everything else. So I am working on it. Again, maybe some of these other channels that cover Michelle might be, you know, sharing that with you sooner than I have or can. But I will try my best to get that to you as soon as possible. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and check off Michelle. At the end, kind of going towards the end of our show, that's when we're going to go ahead and do kind of our little recap. We're going to watch that especially if some of y'all didn't see it, we're going to watch the arraignment a little bit. Not a little bit. We're going to watch it. So it was pretty quick. So we're going to watch the whole arraignment together. At that time, I can answer any questions or have a little discussion with you guys in chat. Same thing. At the end, we'll go ahead and watch and recap the sentencing hearing on Controlla. And if you guys have any questions, you know, I can answer them and we can discuss it in chat. So we're going to save those kind of towards the end as far as our recaps, because, you know, for most of us, we've already seen that. So let us move on with our updates. So next person I had in line was Skimask. Let's just get him out of the way. So for some of you that may not know, and most of you do, because this is not new news, Skimask, although he claims he's got nothing, you know, going on with the court system anymore because he, you know, took care of that as far as, you know, doing his jail time. he's incorrect. You know, he is bluffing. All right. And most of us knew that already. But for some of you that didn't know, I'm going to go ahead and show you. There's also some other new notes that came on regarding his previous case, as far as on the oscn.net website. I'm not going to go over that because it's not anything important, but I will share that with you in case you guys want to look it up yourself. They went ahead and posted some notes, or as far as like kind of, it's pretty much like a summary of his jail time. So if you're curious as how it was broken down, you know, like how much time he served, how much time was granted for, you know, time served, how much time he served in total, how much time he got off doing like that 1 week as a whatever they call him. You know, he said he worked in the kitchen, which takes time off. So you can see the breakdown of how that worked and actually how much time he actually spent in jail, which was not obviously the 90 days. But where he is bluffing is the fact that he does have warrants out for his arrest still. He has warrants out for his arrest still in the state of New Jersey. He has warrants out for his arrest still in the state of Nevada. And believe it or not, he still has a warrant for his arrest in the state of Oklahoma. Okay, he's got two of them. One in the county of Wagner, but more specifically, he has one out of the county of Tulsa, where he's from. Okay, and this has to do with the court cost administration. All right, this is the judge and the people that are in charge of the payment plan that he's already made for, you know, the over $5,000+ he owes in court fines, fees, and costs. Okay. And then he's got another, and here's the other thing, okay? So he had that previous payment plan that he never made a payment on, okay? So with that being said, they went ahead, gave him some time. They gave him a lot of time, actually. He didn't do it. So they went ahead and issued out a warrant, okay? And I'm going to show you that so you can see that it is true, all right? Then after he got out of jail this last time, and I'm going to show you here where it says it, it was noted that he was supposed to report immediately to this court cost administration, so that way he could set up a payment plan for the new fines and fees that he just accrued, you know, with this, you know, going through all this stuff, okay? So, and he obviously hasn't done any of that. So I can guarantee you here very soon, if it hasn't already happened, they're going to be issuing out a second warrant from the court cost administration office for failure to pay, all right? So, and yeah, I think he's still got something going on in LA. Who knows? All right. But let's just talk about what's pertaining to where he's at and what we had originally covered. Okay. So bear with me for just a minute. I'm going to jump over to the oscn.net website and we'll take a look at that together. Okay. Now, as far as, like I said, the info with, you know, breaking down his jail time, we're not going to do that. If you want to check that out on your own, oscn.net. Just do a simple name search, and you'll find all that info. All right, so let me go ahead and share this screen with you guys. Give me just 1 second. Oops, sorry, I don't know why I have that up there. Sicilian Princess. I got to just do that. All right, cool. There we go. I can clear that up. Yep, Tabby, that is correct. Man, my phone was blowing up last night. And of course, I guess supposedly the reason everybody kind of found out about this was she herself had put up I guess she streams off of Rumble, which is another, you know, streaming platform like YouTube. And she had put a title for her stream as something like breaking news, DUI. I don't know exactly what it said, but pretty much she was breaking her own news, okay? Well, she had set a time, scheduled time, never showed up to it, is my understanding. I had about 100 people there waiting in the lobby. And then, you know, people in the chat started talking about it. That's where all the information was coming out. And then, of course, you know, I had to verify that because, you know, we don't know what's true and what's not. Hell, Michelle can even be in her own chat just putting out stuff. Who knows, okay? So anyways, I went ahead and had that information verified. And that's what I just shared with you guys. But then I was told, and again, I'm not sure how it went down. I didn't watch it, but I was told that supposedly she went on live later that night, early morning. I'm not sure. So, but what I do know is, yes, she does have now a new, in addition to the previous new DUI, another newer DUI. So yeah, it's not looking good. And honestly, I am just glad to hear, and again, I may be wrong, that nobody was hurt, because this is just ridiculous at this point. What up, Roofer? Good to see you. I hope everything went well with that. So thanks for making it. All right, let's get this screen shared here. All right, so there we go. So you guys should be able to see what I'm looking at. Perfect. All right. So let's go down here. And let's just go down to one of his, just the latest case, the newest case he's got on here. This is going to be for the failure to pay taxes due to state, okay? So this is one of the charges he picked up when they arrested him. So if you go down towards the bottom, you see judgment and sentence. That's the Adobe PDF that you can download to see as far as how his sentencing stuff was broken down. Do you guys see this note here that's noted on January 2nd? It's in the purple writing. It says defendant needs to report to court cost administration for a payment plan. Okay? That's very important. I think, let me just see here. One of these is the one that I want to show you that is also specifically says that he needs to report to that court cost administration. Let me see if it's this one. Okay, yeah, this is it right here. Let me show you. So let me make sure you guys are looking at this. All right, cool. So if you guys look at the top, pretty much where you see the little X, I'm going to read this out for you. This is what it says. The court has sentenced you to the custody of the Tulsa County Jail, and you are therefore ordered to, excuse me, let me start over again. Let me take a little swig of my water. The court has sentenced you to the custody of the Tulsa County Jail, and you are therefore ordered to report to cost administration on the second floor of the Tulsa County Courthouse immediately upon your release from the Tulsa County Jail to make payment arrangements on the fines and costs assessed to you today. And immediately upon your release is in bold letters and underlined, all right? So for most of you that have been following Skimask, you probably know that he has not done that, okay? So that's where I said most likely they're going to give him some time, but most likely they're going to issue out another bench warrant from the court cost administration for failure to pay. Now, let me show you where he's got the active one, okay? And this is for the original payment plan that they put him on, that he made not one single payment, okay? So I'll show you proof that he does have an active warrant in the city of Tulsa, okay? Give me 1 second here to get that pulled up. Okay, so that should be, let's see. Go to one of his older cases is where that should be pulled up on. Let's see. Yep, here we go. All right, let me share this one here. Make sure you guys can see. All right, so just going to the last note at the bottom. This is just one of his previous cases that he had, fines that he had to pay on. So you can find that note pretty much on any of the cases that he owes money on, okay? So here it goes. I'm just going to read it out to you in case you can't see it. This was actually dated October 3rd of last year, 2023. Judge Thomas, bench warrant ordered for failure to appear for court cost hearing on September 29th of 2023. Cash only bond set in the amount of $250. Failure to appear warrant, which is what FTA stands for, issued only in CF-04-4336. All right? So there's your active warrant right there. Again, that has to do with the court cost administration, and that is for failure to pay on the original payment plan that he had. And then before this, we just showed you that he was instructed that he immediately, upon the release of him from jail, he was to report again to the court cost administration to set up another payment plan, which he obviously hasn't done. And if he doesn't, they'll give him some time. You know what I mean? But if he doesn't do it, then they're going to issue out a second failure to appear warrant, okay? So, I mean, it just kind of, I don't understand this, because at this point, if this does go down the way it's looking like, all this time that he spent in jail pretty much just goes down the toilet. It's a waste. And that makes no sense to me personally, why I would spend all that time going through all that shit and hell of being in jail. I mean, I don't think anybody personally likes it in there, just to know that it's just going to waste, because now I'm going to still be doing this shit, you know, anytime I'm driving or out in the public. You know what I mean? Like, you're just going back to square one now. But again, hey, a lot of things that guy does doesn't make sense to me. So to each their own. All right, so let's move along. That was just my quick update on what's going on with Skimask Andy. Again, we've already closed that chapter, but if there's anything that related to, you know, anything having to do with any of the, you know, cases we covered with him, if he gets arrested again, yeah, we're going to definitely get you guys updated. All right, so we can check that off. Moving along. All right, let's go ahead and knock out Blogger, okay? Remember, with Blogger IRL, he's got 3 things going on, okay? 3 different, pretty much, cases, okay? Let's start off with the ones just having to do with him individually first. So that's going to be, if you all remember, just recently, he got in trouble for setting a little fire inside of his rental, all right? We went over that, so if you're new to this, you can catch, we've done, I think, already 2 or 3 updates as far as what went on with that. And it currently is still an active case. So that's why you're getting this update now. But he's got a case facing him, or he's got a case he's facing in regards to those charges. I think it's called reckless burning. Then he's got a case going on with the fact that he is he's violated his probation, which he's been on probation for another case, which we went over. Not going to get in all the details of that. It was a DV, domestic violence related case, and he was put on probation. He's violated that probation a multiple amount of times, okay? So he's facing a separate case for that. And then, if you guys remember, there was an incident between him and Tommy James. Well, in that incident, he is the defendant or the victim, okay? Or excuse me, he is there listed as the victim or the plaintiff, okay? In that case, the defendant is Tommy James, okay? That's who the state is prosecuting, all right? So we're going to go over as first the block, just the cases having to do with just him, and then we'll segue right into the case having to do between Tommy James and Blogger and get you an update on that, all right? So may sound a little confusing, but I'll do my best to not confuse you if I already didn't. It's crazy dreamonology. See, that's the, you know, especially if you've been following a lot of these cases since the beginning with this channel, you've literally seen from the start, okay, this person getting in trouble, right? Doing what they did, they get arrested, they get in trouble, they go through their arraignment, all right? We've seen them even get in trouble during that process. They haven't even been sentenced or even put on any probation. And even during the fact that, I mean, look at right now with Michelle, right? That's a perfect example. Then you've got folks that we've covered that have literally been sentenced, put on probation, and then they're literally still breaking probation and doing it on live stream. All right? Most likely we're going to see that happen with Control if it already hasn't, okay? I mean, geez, it's ridiculous. And a lot of it has to do with what we've already talked a lot about, is that all these individuals share the same trait. They're freaking obscene narcissist, okay? I mean, they're to the point where they don't give a shit to the fact that they're they're going to get in trouble doing what they're doing just to know that they got views. You know what I mean? It fulfills something in their head. I can't understand it because I'm not on that level, all right? But yeah, it is ridiculous. It's crazy. Hence why this channel covers these individuals, okay? A lot of people are like, why don't you move up and do like, you know, some celebrities or, you know, these, well, one, those cases are already being covered. And 2, quite frankly, it just blows my mind to see just the way these people act. You know what I mean? These are fucking adults. You know, it's nuts. All right, so what up, A Nightmare on Your Street? What up, Not Zooch? What up, Sicilian Princess? What up, Super Roofer? What up, Dreamology? Think we got a little minute to do some shout outs here. Let me go up the list here. What up, Ladybug? What up, Big Ups? What up, Tabby? Good to see you, my friend. Let's see. Going up, going up, going up. Usually I go down. I'm going up this time. 50 Shades of Beesh. Good to see you. Zan, what up, my friend? Nigel Knows, Nervy, what up? Welcome, JJ, what up? Kimberly, hello. Strip Pajamas, welcome. Slick X, what up? And good catch earlier. Oh, shit. We've got Super Roofer, member for 10 months. Super Roofer. Dude, I think you've just, I think we've got to now open up a new category, bro. You've now surpassed the OG, the double OG, the triple OG status, all right? Welcome to the family, my man. Roofer, thank you so much for your continued support. 10-month member of the jury. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, join me if you got him. Man, I can't pop the gavel head off today. I don't know what I did, but thank you so much for your support, Roofer, and I appreciate your help. All right. Thank you, man. All right. So that covers, what do we say? Sorry, I got a little distracted. Okay, we did our little shout out, and we're going to Blogger IRL. Sorry. See, I get distracted. All right. So for him, I got most of his stuff up here. Just give me a second to get that set up. And then pretty much what I'm going to do is just give you updates on his court dates. We already know what's going on pretty much on both of his court dates for the reckless burning and then for the probation violation. I believe on both of them, they actually continued. They put in a continuance. So nothing even happened from the last time he was scheduled. Okay. So I'm just going to give you updates on his next hearing. I'll go over a few little notes, some paperwork that's public that we can access. We'll go over and then we'll move on. All right. Tabby, thank you so much. Tabby, member for 2 months. Been around for a while, but member for only 2 months. Hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate your support. And thank you so much for 2 months. This gavel slam goes out to you, my friend. Spam them if you got them, ladies and gentlemen. I knocked my binky off. That was such a slam. There we go. All right. So, Blogger, let's go. Let's see. Man, I got so many of these court case. Okay, here we go. So we're going to share this tab. So what we're going to do, let me just make sure you guys are seeing what I'm seeing. Oh, see, you're not. That's why I always do that. All right, here we go. Let me just move this off of here. There we go. All right. So what you're looking at is going to be the case information for the first of 2 cases regarding Blogger IRL specifically, okay, Mr. Butterfield, otherwise known as. Okay, so this one, the first one we're looking at has to do with the reckless burning charge he received, okay? So let's give you an update on when his last court was, when his last court date was, and when the new court date is, okay? So let's go down here towards the bottom, and let's go to the hearing information. So you can see that as a matter of fact, his last 3 dates look like he had an arraignment on the 4th, 8th, and 24th of January of this year. And they have canceled. One of them they canceled. The other 2 they continued, okay? So his last hearing was supposed to be on January the 24th. They went ahead and just continued it. And they have now set his pretrial hearing for February 29th at 1:30 p.m., all right? So let's see here. That's a February date. Let's add that to the calendar. Blogger is going to be our kind of, I think they call, there's a name for this. I call it pink, but there's a specific name for this. Man, I had a brain fart. Okay, so Blogger, I'm going to erase anything that has to do with Blogger from January. Nothing important that I had to go back to. And then we said he's got a hearing on the 29th. That's going to be a Thursday. That's the last day of the month. So we'll do our little square for Blogger. And this is going to be labeled as a pretrial hearing. I'm just going to put PTH for short. And this is going to be at 1:30 p.m. Cool. All right. There we go. Actually, let's put this back. There we go. All right. There we go. Okay. So let me share with you pretty much the last document they had for Blogger in regards to this case. Okay. So we're going to view this here together. Make sure you guys are looking at what I am. Perfect. All right. So this is the motion for that continuance. So if you see here, the defendant moves the court to continue the pretrial boxes checked. And the basis for the continuance is, I can't read the first word, but it says negotiations is the second word. I don't even know what the first word even it's like a K. I have no clue, but the second word's negotiations. Either way, we've got a pretrial set for February 29th at 1:30 p.m., all right? So there is your update as far as the case having to do with the reckless burning charge. Let's move on to his case having to do, the case having to do with his probation violations. We'll get you an update on that as well. So let me jump back over to here. Oh, okay. So this is going to be the one for, let's see. Yeah, okay. So I already have that here pulled up. Cool. Oh, wait, no. This is for Tommy James. Sorry, wrong one. Let's see, we've got so many. All right, let's share this one. All right. See, I didn't want to confuse you. All right. So see at the top, you can see right there, he's got the two different case numbers. So the one we were just looking at was for the reckless burning charge. Let's go ahead and move over to the probation violations. So it looks like, again, yeah, here he had two continuances. He had one on December 19th. They went ahead and continued that for January 25th of this year. That one wasn't held. That hearing wasn't held, and they went ahead and continued that for the new scheduled date, which is going to be March 5th at 9 a.m. So for his case regarding his probation violation, he's looking at March 5th at 9 a.m. All right? So since we're not in March yet, not going to add that to the calendar, obviously, but we'll keep that in the brain here. And then let's see what his last case document was from the 25th. I'm sure it's going to be another motion for continuance. Yep. All right, let me make sure you guys can see this. All right, perfect. And it says the defendant moves the court to continue the show cause. So this one was a show cause hearing, and this is the basis for the continuance is an investigation. And the judge went ahead and granted the motion, and that's when they went ahead and rescheduled his show cause hearing for March 5th, 2024 at 9 a.m. For some of you that may ask, well, what is a show cause hearing? My understanding is it's more or less where discovery has to be put out or made to show that a probation violation happened, okay? Which in this case, I think the last probation violation was having to do with, I think, him getting in trouble with the reckless burning charge, or I know one of them had to do with the fact that he had a machete whenever the incident happened between him and Tommy James, which all those are on live stream and are documented on a video, which doesn't get any better as far as evidence. So I don't think there's going to be much problem with the prosecutor's office having discovery to show that, you know, there was a probation violation. But that more or less is what a show cause hearing is. All right, so that took care as far as Blogger IRL with his cases pertaining to him individually. So we have the reckless burning charge, the probation violation case. Now let's move over to the case having to do with Tommy James, okay? And again, in this case, Tommy James is going to be the plaintiff, and the state is obviously going against him in regards to the incident that happened where Blogger IRL is a victim or the defendant in this case, all right? Or the plaintiff, excuse me. Wait, yeah. The defendant is Tommy James, excuse me. So Tommy James is defending himself from getting in trouble. And for some of you that didn't have a chance to watch, we did actually have on our last update having to do with this, we actually had Tommy, which shout out to Tommy, came up and spoke on his behalf about it. And I thought that was really cool that he did that. And much respect to him for coming up and doing that. So if you didn't get a chance to watch that, just go through the last live streams to the last Tommy James IRL, Blogger IRL update. And again, we had him come up on panel and speak on his behalf. Pretty much he said that, it sounded like he's already kind of talked to his lawyer, and the lawyers pretty much said that, more likely they're going to, pretty much plea this. Possibly he was talking about maybe even asking to have them dismiss it based on some other evidence or discovery. I guess we'll see here very soon. So we're going to move over to his case. Again, I don't want to speak for him. Just go back to that update and you can listen straight from him what he had to say about what's going on with his case. But it didn't sound like he was too concerned. More or less, he was concerned for the fact that if he did receive community service, that, that could interfere with the fact that he has some jobs right now. So I think that was just pretty much his big concern with everything going on with that. But let me get you an update on what's going on with that case. I already had that up here. Let's see here. Yep, here we go. So let me share this tab. Let me make sure you guys can see. Hey, shout out to my replay gang, man. I know a lot of people just have different schedules. That's why, again, I want to apologize. I know yesterday in the walk and talk, I had said that we were going to go on last night and do the show, but I just thought it was going to get too late with a lot of the, stuff we had to cover. And I wanted to be fair, especially to my friends on the East Coast and, especially those that have to work, not having to do a late show. And again, I know we leave the VODs up and people can watch them as replays, but a lot of people like to chat. And so that's why I decided to reschedule and do a morning stream. So again, going forth in March, I am going to be setting a broadcast schedule. So that way there's no confusion on when I come on. It's pretty much going to be probably 2 or 3 times a week. And of course, don't forget, we still have breaking news alerts because when you're covering this court news, there's always breaking news. All right. So not to say that there could be more coverage in the week, but more or less, I'm going to shoot for 2 shows a week. And you'll know exactly what day and what time those shows are going to be at. So we're going to move to that and try that out for March. So I'm looking forward to that. Again, may not be something we'll do permanent. We'll see how it goes. All right. But again, shout out to my replay crew. All right. So let's move on to the Tommy James case. Again, for some of you that are just kind of starting to follow up on this, there's plenty of updates we've done on this case. Just to give you, summarize more or less what happened. There was an incident where Tommy James came over, and this, again, there's a lot of backstory to this. So that's why I'm glad Tommy came and spoke on his behalf about it. But more or less, there was an incident that happened that, Tommy James came over to talk about, had to do, I think, with a broken phone that a blogger was responsible for. And Tommy James came over to discuss that with him. It came to be that, argument ensued. At that point, it looks like Tommy James came onto blogger's property and then allegedly sprayed something from a can. That's where the charge then was brought on. Tommy James was later on his own live stream arrested. And then here we are. Okay. So let's go down the line here and see when our next. I don't think anything's changed from our last update, but again, I just wanted to do kind of an update on everybody that we're covering just to get everybody back on board since we took a couple of weeks off, 1 week covering the MGL case. And then I had the 1 week I took off just to kind of recoup from that whole week of court coverage and the IRL stuff. So yeah, looks like we're still looking at a February 26th date for a pretrial hearing. PTR set for, February 26th at 10:30 in the morning. And let's look at the last document here that the court had put out in regards to this case. Yeah, and this is probably going to be a motion. Yep, motion for the Yep. So this is going to be a motion, another motion. This is going to be from the defendant, who is going to be Thomas Oakes or Tommy James. Again, the plaintiff here is the state of Washington. The victim in this case is Blogger. So the defendant, Tommy James, moves the court to continue the pretrial, is what's checked in the box. And the basis for this continuance is counsel unavailable, which when we last spoke to Tommy James, he did say he now has counsel, and that's all been taken care of. So it looks like he is going to be ready to go on February 26th. That is when they've set his pretrial hearing for. So February 26th, 10:30 a.m. And that motion was granted. So that is our quick update. Like I said, nothing much new from the last time we gave you an update when Tommy came up and spoke on his behalf. So we've got Blogger taken care of. We've got the Tommy James and Blogger incident or case taken care of. Let's move down the line to EBZ really quick, all right? And then we're going to work our way to Trina. We'll be next to EBZ. So last time I was going to do an update on EBZ. Actually, let me stop sharing this. Let me go back to my stream here. There we go. All right. So anyways, with EBZ, last time I was trying to give you an update. I was having trouble accessing the Travis County, which is the name of the county from where Austin is out of. Okay. His incident happened in Austin, the city of Austin. More specifically, it had to do with the ICE Poseidon what was it? Prison jail stream. I don't know if some of you saw it. Some of you may not even follow that individual, but regardless, what it was just, they lock up some characters in a room, kind of to mimic a jail. They had cameras on them 24/7. They had jail guards, and EBZ was a character as a jail guard. So was another streamer by the name of Burger Planet. There was an incident between them that happened in kind of the back room. Not where like the stage is actually at. I call it a stage, but anyways, you can watch the video. It was all on live stream, and according to the video, you see kind of an argument ensue between the two, or, like an oral argument. It was, I think EBZ was no, it was Burger Planet made a statement regarding some meat that EBZ had left out to thaw out or something, and made a comment along the lines that you should put it back in the fridge, or else, it can get, bacteria and all that. So EBZ, I guess, got a little upset about that, and then went ahead and slapped Burger Planet right on the face. I mean, you can see how it went down, okay? There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So he is now facing a charge on that. More specifically, I believe it's an assault battery charge. Let's look at it together. But like I said, last time I couldn't get access to it because I was having trouble spelling his name. And I was able to get through this time. And let me share with you what I've got. All right, so let's see here. Just give me a minute to share the screen. I know, Roofer. How ironic the guard ends up going to jail in a jail stream, right? Yeah, that's IRL for you right there, man. Only there will you see shit like that, man. I'm telling you. All right, so which screen is it? This one's going to be... Golly, I've got so many I should have started. I think it's this one. What is this? Okay, even if it's not this one, it'll let me do it this way. That's not the screen for him. It just lets me, once I find a screen, it lets me just add the screen a lot easier that way. Okay, here we go. Share this tab instead. Booyah, here we go. All right, let me make sure you guys can see what I'm looking at. All right, so what you're looking at is pretty much the search results for when I look for his case. There's his case number. We're going to go ahead and click it. As soon as we click it, it takes us to the case summary site, all right? Let me share that tab. Let me just make sure you guys are seeing what I'm looking at. Perfect. All right. So, more specifically, it was assault causing bodily injury. That's the charge he's facing. It is a misdemeanor. And it looks like he's got, let's see here. His next hearing is going to be March 7th. It's a pretrial conference. It's going to be at 8:30 a.m., okay? So March 7th, let's write that down. And again, we're in February, so I don't need to update anything for him in February, but we'll keep that date in mind. And as soon as we get into March, we'll update that. So March 7th at 8:30 a.m. That's a pre-trial hearing. All right. So there's your update. Once we get, when that pretrial conference goes down, I will do my best to see what I can get you as far as an audio transcript, a video transcript, and that way I can get you an update. Either way, I'll get you an update and let you know what happened, all right? So pretrial conference scheduled for March 7th, 2024, 8:30 a.m. All right, let's check EBZ off the list. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's move over to Trina Golden. And actually for this, I'm going to take a quick little stretch and sip of my Stanley here. Give you guys an opportunity to stretch. Yeah, well, Roofer's Roofer, I'm going to say, Burger Planet acts like a tough dude. So, I mean, I would hope a little slap to the dome wasn't going to hurt him, but you know how it is when you want to make content, right? I think both of those people, in my opinion, are little crybabies. But again, that's my opinion, not the channel's. What did I just fling off of my desk? Well, I guess that'll be a good excuse to stretch my legs here. Oh, yeah. Busted. Still got the pajama leggings on. Oh, yeah. Do a little gear check really quick. So as you can see, I got my coffee, bacon, toast, and egg pajamas. I believe I score these at Target. Yeah. Rocking the old, if you know, you know, the 2 donuts and the finger shirt. I'm rocking on top of that a probably 1980s, early 90s era. Got a few little moth holes. Plaid jacket. Oh, yeah. Don't forget, we got that topped off with the straw fedora, baby. Roofer, thank you so much. Roofer with the $10 super chat that reads. Thanks for the updates, Roofer. You are so welcome, my friend, and thank you so much for that $10 super chat. Ladies and gentlemen, spam them if you got them. This gavel slam goes out to you, my friend. We did it. We did it. All right. So, I think that gave everybody some time to stretch. Let me take one more sip of my water. All right, Trina Golden. Actually, with this one, I'm going to take a little hit of the binky here. All right, perfect. So, with Trina, the big news that we got going on is, one, she's actually now got her original public defender back. Remember, she had kind of fired him, and then she was going to, hire an attorney, and then she was representing herself the last few times pro se, which means by herself, which, again, I've told this, I think I mentioned this to you guys, the judges in the court system is not a fan of that, okay? They prefer you have an attorney, okay? So, it appears, I don't know if this was mandated by the court, how it went down, but it does appear that she is now being represented by the original public defender that she had started with, okay? So she's now got she's now got legal representation, so that's new. Second, she was originally scheduled for a jury trial hearing to start at the end of February going into the early March, okay? That has changed, okay? It's which I figured it was, because obviously once they, either she hired an attorney or they brought back the public defender, I figured they were going to need a little bit of time, to kind of put the case together, especially if it's going to a jury trial and it's, a serious case. A good thing is obviously this public defender, I would imagine, since it's the original one, knows a lot more about the case than what a brand new lawyer would if they brought one on. So maybe that's kind of the reason why they brought on the public defender, and more specifically the original one. Who knows? But anyway, she's got legal representation now. Let's see here. They've rescheduled her jury trial. I'll get you the new dates here in a second. And we'll go over some of the dates from the last two. She had a hearing on February 7th, which was the date that we were down in Georgia, bringing you the MGL arraignment coverage. So that's why I wasn't able to bring you any type of live coverage on her date that day. But I'll give you an update on what, nothing really much happened, but we'll read the notes. And then she had a date scheduled for the 12th, February 12th. That was her last hearing. I think she's got one scheduled coming up soon, and then we start the jury trial. So we're going to go over the dates, and we'll go over some of the notes, and that should pretty much be your update on Trina Golden. All right? So here we go. Let me get that page queued up here for you. Here we go. I may have to do like another, just let's see. Sometimes when you've been off the site for a bit, it has you log back in, but let's see if it will make me do it. Okay, cool. No, it's letting me. Okay, cool. So you guys should be able to see what I'm looking at. Well, not right now. That's why we check. All right, here you go. Let me move this here. All right, so what you're looking at here is pretty much going to be her case summary or case information for her current case. She's got 3 charges right now, okay? I wish I could take you back to that screen. Let me see if I can. Give me a second. Kind of like to start off doing that. Yeah, let's do it this way. It's better just to see it like this. So let's start from the beginning. Let's do our search. All right, so you guys should be able to see. Okay, cool. This is what I wanted to show you guys. So shows you pretty much for Johnson County, her public records, okay? She's got previous cases, which we're not going to go over. We're going to click on the one that has to do with the active case she has going on, which is this one right here. This is going to be case number 22CR03438. So we click on that. Here is your 3 counts or charges she's facing. This is what I wanted you guys to see. So you have the one for the distribution of drugs leading to death. Then you have 2 charges or 2 counts of use of a communication facility or use of communications to facilitate, which what I think we figured out based on the one of the hearings we actually watched live. I think it was the very first one. They actually mentioned, the reason they have those charges on there is having to do with her use of her cell phone or to communicate or facilitate the deal, which led to, this young girl dying, okay? It's a very tragic and very sad situation. I'm going to try to bring this case to you guys as respectively as I can, hence why I haven't shown the Facebook or any personal information of the young girl that passed away. But right now, what we're going to look at is just, like I said, going to be her charges, not charges. We just saw that right now. That's what I want to share with you. They're all, looks like, I think they're all felony level charges is what I'm seeing here. I know one of them for sure is. And we're going to look at their new dates, and then we're going to look at the notes. Excuse me. Sorry, I was having a little brain fart. So let's go ahead and look at the new calendar dates. And just make sure you guys can see what I'm seeing. Thank you, Roofer. Exactly. That's the best way to put it. So let's go down to the 7th. So February 7th at 9:45 a.m., she had a scheduling conference. I'll get you the notes to give you an update on what happened on that day. Then we had another scheduling conference on February the 12th. So that was just last week. Get you an update on the notes on what happened then. Then we go with the new dates. So we've got a pretrial conference set on April 17th, and then the jury trial is set for April 22nd, running through April 26th. And of course, that can change. All right. Looks like we're going to be going into pretty much end of April for the jury trial. So those are your new dates as far as what's changed. Let's go ahead and look at the notes as far as what happened on her last 2 scheduling conferences. So let's go down to the 7th, and let me just read you what it says here. It says, plaintiff appears by Obermeyer, defendant appears with attorney Brunkhorst in person, continued by defense, defendant ordered to personally appear at next court hearing in person. So that's what we figured was going to happen. It was going to get continued. The hearing before this one is when she was representing herself pro se. She didn't have her attorney. So now she's got her same public, the same attorney that was her, was her attorney from the start. And then let's see here. Let's jump over to the 12th. Let's see here. Plaintiff appears by Olson. Defendant appears with attorney. Broncourse continued by defense. Defendant ordered person appear at next court. So it looks like it was continued again. And then there are some new notes from dated the 14th, February 14th. Certificate / request for attendance of out-of-state witness. Then we've got another one, another certificate for request for attendance out-of-state witness. And then February 17th, you've got a subpoena return. It looks, and it has the next to it, UNEXEC. I'm guessing it might mean unexecuted. So maybe that means it was not served. I don't know. But those are some new notes that have just popped up here regarding her case. But I guess we'll find out more or less what's going to happen come, what did we say? Go back to this calendar. Pretrial conference starts April 17th. Then that jury trial start April 22nd. And I will, who knows? I mean, we'll find out eventually, MJ. But I will try my best to submit a media request and see whether I can bring this to you, through their Zoom hearings or possibly live. Not going to go there yet, but we'll see. Obviously, this is a case that I know a lot of people have reached out to me that have been, wanted updates and stuff on. So, it's definitely a case or hearings that I'd like to bring to you guys as best as I can, which we know is always going to be, a live video or at the minimum an audio transcript like what we did with the Controlla case. All right, y'all. That's going to cover Trina. Let me go ahead and check mark that. Let's go ahead and move down to Jimmy the Christian, all right? It's been a while since we've done an update on Jimmy. I don't think much has changed since the last update, but let's jump over and see. So let me get this off of here. And I should already have his stuff queued up. Just trying to save you guys some time of having to put up with me looking for this stuff. Did I not? Oh, no worries. It's easy to find. Oh, here it is. All right, let's go ahead and pull this up here. And this is Ward James. Now, remember, with Jimmy the Christian, a.k.a. James Ward, he's got one of these kind of long names. Oops, I got to actually sign in again. Give me just 1 second. All right. All right. With him, he's actually facing, so AKA, it's James Leonard Ward Nichols. So first name is James, middle initials Leonard, and his last name's got one of those last names, 2-word last name, Ward-Nichols. Gets confusing. But he is facing 2 different charges, okay? At first, we were only just looking at first that we were just kind of updating you on one charge. It was when we kind of did, I think, another name search is when I'd seen that there was 2 different case numbers, and I was like, whoa, wait a minute. And at that point is when we did learn and find out that, yes, he is facing 2 different cases or 2 different charges. So let's start with one, and then we'll jump over to the other. So this is going to be case number ending in 8CFA. Let me just write this down so that way I don't start confusing myself. 8CFA. And then the other one is going to be ending in 5 CFA. All right, so let's go to the 8 CFA. Both of them are still open. Now, this website was being really slow. Let's see if it's changed. And it's not my end. Okay, yes. All right, here we go. Yeah, it was really super slow earlier. And it's still slow, but it's uploaded everything here. So let me just make sure you guys can see what I'm looking at. Oops, you can't. See, that's why I always double check. There we go. Oh, yeah. I mean, we've already covered a lot of that stuff, Aaron W. I personally did read it. I would recommend you don't if you haven't. It's the reason why, we did discuss it a bit, go over some parts, but it's the reason why we didn't, read it together and the whole thing. It's disgusting. All right. So you guys can see what I'm looking at. Perfect. So let's just jump over. Same thing here. We're going to, like I said, if you just kind of just new to this case, we've done a lot of updates on it. The easiest way I've learned is if you can. I don't think they've put it out for the mobile version yet, but I know for your desktop users, computer users, laptop users, on the YouTube site, you can actually, once you get to whatever creator's website, like say you're on the NJCourts main channel page, you can actually do a search and it'll search whatever videos I have on that page. So that would be the easiest way, is just type in Jimmy the Christian, and it's going to list all the videos or all the updates we've done. Same thing with any of these other cases. If you're kind of new to the case and you're wanting to start to follow it from the start to now, best way is just do a search of my channel of that individual's name, and it'll pop up or populate every single video or update I've done on that person. So again, if you want some more of a backstory, that's what I'd recommend doing. I'm just going to pretty much give you an update here on when his next court dates are, and if there's anything new that's popped up as far as notes or anything like that. So this charge here, the one that's ending in the 8 CFA, this is going to be the one that's for the lewd or man, I can never say that. You know what? We're going to get that figured out. I want to know how to say this correctly. Let me type it in here. I just need it breaking apart so I know how to pronounce it. It's even hard for me to spell. LASCIV. LASCIVIOUS. There we go. Lascivious. Oh man, I was way off. Lascivious. Yeah, I was trying to say lay. That's where I was off. So it's lascivious. All right. So this charge is for lewd or lascivious exhibition, offender over 18. Okay. And looks like Jimmy the Christian's next case, next hearing is going to be scheduled for March 11th at 9:30 a.m. And let's see here. Just look at the minutes from his last hearing, which was on the 4th, January 4th. Let's see if they've got anything that. So I'll go ahead and share that so you guys can see what I'm looking at. Let me just make sure you guys can see what I'm looking at. All right, perfect. You can. All right. So, and for those there was some rumor that he was out of jail. Again, he is not. He is still in the custody of jail. And you can even see at the top left corner where it's even circled his custody location. But it says the defendant was not present. He does have a public defender, so that was who was representing him. And the defense requests a continuance, which was granted. So all this was just your motion for continuance. It was granted, and that's where we've gotten his rescheduled date for March 11th at 9:30 a.m. That's what you see here. So there you go. Let's go ahead and stop sharing that. Let me jump back over here. So, now let's move over. Not done yet. So that takes care of the first charge. Let's jump over to that second charge here. Oops, golly, I've got so many windows open now. Now it's starting to get really confusing. There we go. So let me go back over to the other. Okay, let me share this screen with you guys. All right, cool. So now we're going to jump over to the charge or the case ending in 5 CFA. That's this one right here. Not really doing anything. Come on, website. There we go. Make sure you guys can see what I'm looking at. Perfect. See, I told you, man. They must be still waking up in Florida, even though they're on the East Coast. All right. And if it's just taking too long, I may jump back later to just try it again. Actually, let's just start from the beginning here. That might be why. So this is going to be Martin County, Florida court case search. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go down here. Takes you to a different site. This is going to tell me if it's slow, which it already is. Yep. Yeah, it's pretty slow. So we'll try. I'll go back here in a second, and we'll get you the date or an update on the second charge, which is the possession. I think that one's possession of pornography, is what that charge is for. But we'll go back to that. That website's starting to kind of act a little funny, so that's what it was doing this morning. I'm glad it at least let me access that first one, but we'll try it again here in a second. So that kind of concludes as far as my updates, as far as everybody we've been following or that we're actively following as far as court cases. Now, we did just start actively kind of, and I call it like opening the book or chapter to the Michelle Sabate, or otherwise known as MGL DUI hearing. Now we've learned she's got two now separate DUIs. So we'll just instead of doing 2 books, we'll just make it a novel. Okay, we'll just call it that. So we've just started the novel on MGL, which is going to include 2 DUI hearings, 2 separate DUI hearings now. What we'll do here now is we'll take a look at that hearing again. That way, in case you didn't have a chance to listen to it, I'll bring that to you now. We'll have a quick discussion. If you guys have any questions about it, let me know. I was there. I can answer it for you. As a matter of fact, I'll even tell you a little story about how it went down once we get to it. Then once we finish with that, I'd like to go ahead and listen to the sentencing hearing again on Controlla. And if you guys have any questions regarding that, I'll be watching and I can answer those at that time. And then I think we'll call it a show. So let's get to kind of our little recap. Again, we've ended the chapter on Controlla, which she is on probation right now. So unless she gets in trouble again or breaks probation, we shouldn't be covering her anymore. Okay, book closed. But we are going to end that chapter today with just a quick little recap. And again, if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer that for you. And then we're going to go ahead and recap, like I said earlier, the Michelle case, which is a new novel that we're opening. So closing a book, opening a novel. All right. So here we go. A Nightmare on the Street. I don't think that license is going to be active anymore now. I think I can't see that happening. But again, I guess we'll find out here soon. All right. So, I mean, she can drive, but it's going to be driving illegally because she's obviously had her license revoked is what I would understand. Or at this point, I mean, I don't know what the whole deal was. And again, that's why I want the incident report as to why she picked up the charge having to do with the, this is exactly how it was said. The obstruction and misrepresentation of a license plate. What I think, when I hear that, I think she switched plates or something, maybe to make it look, I don't know. You know what I mean? Who the F knows? Maybe that's the charge they gave her for having to do with, you know, not having a license. But usually you see that as driving under revoked license. But definitely she did something shady. We know that by that charge. All right, so let's start off with the, what did we were going to do first? Let's do MGL. So with that, I'm just going to go straight to my coverage. Just give me a second here to jump over to that, and we'll just listen to it for my update. That's the easiest way to do it. Let's go to my channel. Where am I at? Oh, I am. Oh, there we go. My channel. All right. So we're going to go down here to live streams. And we're going to go to the, here we go. So share this with you. Let me get this queued up. Okay. So really quick backstory on this. So, I arrived to the courthouse parking lot probably about 30 minutes, an hour, I think an hour, 45 minutes to an hour before the scheduled time for this hearing, which was 9 a.m. And I was told that that judge does not like people walking in late, to be there before 9 a.m. So the goal was pretty much to, you know, do an IRL live stream outside of the courthouse to begin the coverage there. If Michelle was going to be, you know, parking and walking, there was only one entrance to that courthouse. We even did a walk around. So, and you can see that. I'm not going to show that to you now. Not going to show the whole video, but as a matter of fact, I broke that down into 2 videos that day. There's one live stream from when I was there in the parking lot, what I'm like telling you about right now. And then the second video is going to be the actual hearing. Okay. So I did separate it that way. You know, if you just want to go straight to the hearing, you don't have to watch that first stream. But if you do watch that first stream, you'll see when I got there, I did a walk around of the whole courthouse. I like to show people how the courthouse looks. By the way, beautiful courthouse, beautiful city, beautiful state. We found out by doing that walk around that there was just one entrance. They had other entrances, but for whatever reason, they were closed. So there was just only one way to get in that courthouse and one way to exit. So at that point, I made my little way up towards the front because I was just going to pretty much hang out by the entrance. When I did that, that's when I actually met up with a couple of the other live streamers that were out there to watch. Okay, we met up with, and I apologize if I say your name wrong. I believe it's Meridian. Very nice lady. Said hi to her, and then she was joined or in passenger with. Again, just give me just 1 second. I know she's the streamer from Tulsa. Having a brain fart because I always think she's this other person and she's not. Can somebody in chat help me? What's her name again? But anyways, there was a couple of people already there. So I don't know what they were going to be doing. They just came up in their car and said hi to them on live stream, you know, and then, you know, I did my thing. Okay. So I wasn't sure if they were streaming. Tragic. Thank you so much. So I wasn't sure if they were streaming or what. Okay. So I was doing my live stream and was just waiting at the front for, you know, pretty much Michelle to come in. I was going to give her the opportunity to, you know, do like a little one-liner, you know, like, hey, MGL, you have anything to say to the people watching today? You know, are you guilty or not? You know, that was pretty much my intentions. You know, I wasn't going to sit out there, grant her like a, you know, 10-minute interview or anything like that. Okay. So my goal pretty much was to be out there until it was about 15 before 9 a.m., which I was going to leave that time to make my way in because you got to go through the security checkpoint. Then you got to find the courthouse or the courtroom, excuse me. So at about 1:45, We looked like we didn't have, obviously we didn't see Michelle coming in at that time. So just to make sure that I was not going to be late to get into the courtroom, because at that time, although I hadn't shared it with anybody, I had put in a media request about a couple of weeks prior to that date. Now, I was not granted, nor was I denied. I was pretty much told in the email back from the clerk that you can show up and that they will go ahead and bring your request up at the beginning of that case. And pretty much it was almost like a little mini hearing, okay? And I'll tell you about it here in a second. All right. So I made my way through the security checkpoint. I got upstairs. That's where the courtroom was at. And everybody was then at that point waiting in the lobby area, okay, to be let inside the courtroom. So at that time, I had my GoPro on because, in case something happened or she walked in, I wanted to catch that. And I was pretty much getting ready to set up my equipment, all right? I was trying to get a hold of the bailiff to see how this was going to work, whether they were going to let me set up or I had to wait for, the judge to do their thing or whatever. So I got my instructions. We went inside, and now we wait for the judge to come out, okay? So judge comes out, and all of a sudden, I'm in the corner, way back in the corner, where they said, if they do allow you, you can set up back here. So I'm out in the corner, and all of a sudden I hear, this is the judge. Is there a Mr. Villani here today? And I'm like, oh, present. So the judge actually had me come up to the podium there and pretty much explain to me how the process goes whenever you do a media request in the state of Georgia, more specifically in his courtroom. And long story short, pretty much what they do is the judge lets the person that I'm requesting to film, which was Miss Sabate, they allow her to speak on her behalf, whether, she wants to be filmed or not. And then they allow the prosecutor's office, the state, to speak on their behalf. They let me kind of speak on my behalf as to why I'm recording. And then the judge makes a decision as to whether he's going to grant it or not. Well, at that time, he went ahead and did a roll call to see if Michelle was there. He was a really nice judge. Shout out to that state. Shout out to that courthouse. Shout out to that judge. Very professional. The judge actually went ahead and took care of all this up front. So that way we didn't have to waste too much time, for the people that were there specifically for her case. All right. So he went ahead and did a roll call to see if Michelle was there. And this is where I wanted my sound effects board, because I was going to go ahead and hit the button for the crickets, the ones that go, boop, 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 because that's what it was. There was no Michelle. So at that time, the judge went ahead and said, let's just do this. Prosecutor's office, do you have any issues with him filming? Nope. I explained, why I was there to film. He explained, why he was cool with me letting, me film. The judge was actually really excited, allowing the public to see kind of the process of how this works. All right. And then because Michelle wasn't there, she didn't have her 2 cents to put in. So this is what happened next. The judge went ahead and said, I'm going to go ahead and allow you to start filming now. That way, you can show how this process works. And then once we get to her case, if she's here, we'll go ahead and give her another opportunity. See how nice the judge was to see what she liked to say about it, which could you imagine if she did end up showing up? Holy crap, what she was going to say, which it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's the judge's decision as to whether he's going to allow, me to record or not. So, and then here's where it actually got really kind of super cool with the judge and how professional they were. So instead of having me be there and wait to get through everybody, she was obviously not there. The judge went ahead and let her case be heard first. So he gave her another opportunity, did a roll call. Is Miss Michelle Sabate here? Cue the crickets sound effects board. And then he went ahead and said, all right, I'm going to go ahead and allow you to go ahead and record this. We started, and that's what you're going to see right now. So let me go ahead and cue this up for you. That is the backstory of how NJCourts was given media permission to record that day. A lot different than it's been in any of the other states we've done. Usually it's a yes or no. That's it, So, yeah, it was a big kind of, pretty much a 50-50 chance of whether I was going to be able to record or not. You know what I mean? And it worked out. What up, I see you. Good to see you. What up, Ken McDonald? What up, Miranda Go Round? So, Joe Air, to answer your question, she never showed up. Nope, never. All right. So here's how it goes down. We're going to listen to it because I was there. I was able to film it. Just give me 1 second. Get this queued up. Make sure you guys can see what I'm looking at. Perfect. I'm going to get this screen a lot bigger here. Let me just get straight to the...
So I intend to continue to grant submission coverage and videotaping. I stand by the taking up the matter earlier so far as the all right. Another announcement.
All right, it starts where they hand her the blue folder. Here we go.
Coverage. Another announcement. I'd like another announcement. Michelle Sabate, she's president. All right. Taking up the matter earlier so far as the request for coverage and videotaping. I stand by the earlier ruling here after reviewing the requirements of the statute and just in general interest of evaluation of programs. I'm inclined to continue to grant submission for Mr. Delani to continue forward for purposes of the process case. Reviewing Mr. Delani's case, Mr. Ramondo, based off of your understanding, would you agree that if it being a potential fourth driving under the influence charge for 10 years, that would put that in a felony?
Yes,
position?
yes, sir, Your Honor. That's appropriate. It would be a penalty on the court.
And my understanding is that the probate court does not have jurisdiction of felony offenses. So I intend to protect the rights of Mr. Bate and to be in line with this court's subject matter jurisdiction. I intend to transfer this case to the Superior Court of Harris County for further proceedings in that court. I'll get that order entered and give proper notice to Mr. Bate about that. And from here forward, that case will remain pending in the Superior Court of Harris County.
Thank you.
So, again, I apologize for the audio. It was a little loud in the...
All right, there you go. Let me get this off of here. That way it doesn't start confusing people. Because when you start seeing two of me, it starts getting a little weird. All right, so again, if you want to rewatch this, I have it as a VOD. You can go straight to it. As a matter of fact, let me just post the link to that. Make it easier for you guys. Give me a second. Oops. Let's just do this. All right. Just post it right here. So there's the link right there. All right. So again, thank you guys for, if you do want to hear it, I suggest putting your volume all the way up, putting earbuds. I tried my best, to get you the best volume, which the microphone I use is it's an HD mic and it works very well for those settings. Unfortunately, it's a very loud courtroom because the judge does allow, people kind of to do a lot of things in the background. Now, he asks that you do that as quiet as you can, but unfortunately, you could hear a lot of that shuffling of people with their paperwork, stuff like that. But if you put it on with earbuds and you put the volume up, you can hear exactly how it went down. But just to give you kind of a quick summary, pretty much this is what happened. And I hope this answers kind of this question that was been floating around, which was, why wasn't a warrant issued for her not being there? Because she was obviously not there. Well, here's why. And you hear the judge say this too. The case was transferred from a traffic court setting to a superior court, okay? The reason is because now usually they can hear a DUI case. But because this is now a repeat offender, okay? And if you heard the public defender say, as a matter of fact, he said that they are now looking at this as her fourth DUI. So that's where people were starting to think, well, wait a minute, they're making it sound like now that she's got 3 previous DUIs in that state, which we were aware that she had 1. So then we started assuming, well, are they now considering the other DUIs from the other states? Or is she got 2 DUIs in Georgia that we just didn't see? I'm still working on getting that for you. Obviously, I showed you earlier that they changed the description of her charge to, reflect, what was it, 3 DUIs in 10 years or something like that. Pretty much it's a repeat offender, okay, is what she's going to be, what the court is going to be considering her case now as. That's why it was moved to the Superior Court. Now, the reason why they didn't issue out a bench warrant is because that judge, the minute that that case has now been, as far as the word I'm trying to, what's the word I'm trying to get here? Since that case was pretty much not, this is the wrong word, was reclassified. There's a certain word that's related to the court terms, but pretty much it's not in that judge's, what's the word I'm trying to think? Jurisdiction. Thank you, Papa Courts. So it's not in that judge's jurisdiction anymore, okay? So because it's not in that judge's jurisdiction, that judge can't issue out a bench warrant, all right? The judge from the Superior Court can issue out the bench warrant, but that judge cannot touch that case anymore, okay? That's why that judge did not issue out a bench warrant, all right? All they did was just pretty much now bump it to Superior Court and reschedule now her hearing for that date, okay? For the new date. So I'll be getting you updates on the new date. I'll get you obviously updates on what happens on that date. And then, as what we broke earlier today, Ms. Sabate, according to what we've heard, and again, what we can confirm was she did bond out yesterday. As far as the date when she actually got her DUI, still up in the air. Some people say Saturday, some people are saying Sunday. She bonded out yesterday. We know that for a fact. We know for a fact that she did now pick up a new, in addition to the one you just saw now, a new charge of DUI. And in addition, she also picked up 2 other charges, which were simple battery on an officer and obstruction and misrepresentation of license plate. So it is not looking good for her at all. I don't care what she's going to put out there. This person is not going to be sitting pretty when she shows up to court. I'll tell you that. That judge is not going to be looking at her very nicely, knowing that she literally picked up another freaking DUI while she's literally waiting, going to court on a current DUI. Orange is the new color. Is her new color. Oh, see? Cueing the... There you go, roofer. See? Damn, I wish I had the effects board working today. Thank you, Tabby. And see, Tabby knows exactly what's going on. So, that's kind of my recap on the Michelle Sabate arraignment, okay? And I know some of you had questions. I hope I was able to answer some of those for you. If not, reach out to me on Instagram, email, or just through the comments right now. Or you could post a comment, okay? But like I said, as far as the new DUI, the second one, DUI number 2, we're referring it to, I'm still going to be working on getting you guys updates on that, okay? Best update's going to be once we get that incident report, because I can tell you exactly how it went down, when it went down, and what happened, okay? We did already go over the incident report on the first DUI, so you can see that. That was already publicly put out. And so if you're wanting information on how that DUI went down, it's already out there. Yeah, so she's now got that first DUI going to Superior Court because she's a repeat offender. We actually saw that, in reflect the description of the new charge, or not new charge, but what was just a DUI and now says, let me share that with you again. Hold on. That way, if you didn't see it, here it is. And this is off the Georgia Probate Courts website. Let me just zoom. All right, let me try to share this screen. Give me just 1 second here. There you go. You guys see that? So there you go. So this is for the first DUI. They changed the charge to now say DUI third offense in 10 years. And if you guys want to do your own homework, there you go. That's the case number for the first DUI. I don't have a case number for the second one because it's so new. They didn't have one. That's per what they said, the person working at the jail. So there you go. Wanted just to show you guys that. All right, so let me get that out of here. All right, so let's do a little recap on what happened with Controlla. For that, we're just going to go back to the audio on that and listen to it, and we'll have a little discussion on it. Ain't nothing wrong with that addiction, Roofer. Just don't get greedy, all right? Don't want you turning into a Scrooge, which you are not. I know you're actually the complete opposite, and congratulations on that, man. All right, so give me just a second. I'm going to queue up the Controlla hearing. That's just going to be off of my live stream, and we'll listen to that together. And boy, oh boy, I'll tell you this. Although she'll sugarcoat her probation, if you've ever been on probation, it's not fun, okay? For some people, they'll tell you they would have rather almost just gone through the jail time just to get out and not have probation, okay? Because probation is still like you've got pretty much a leash on you from the courts, all right? And if you make one mistake, there is no, okay, let's start from the beginning and let's hear what happened and we'll see if we can work. No, when you're in probation and you fuck up, you're already going to get you. They already got, just kind of like what we're seeing with Blogger. It's going to be called a probation violation. They're going to put you through the process. As long as they can prove that you violated your probation, that judge already knows exactly what they're going to give you, okay? So it sucks to be on probation. Like I said, obviously she's going to sugarcoat it, but with somebody like her that's, obviously always on live stream and doing a lot of things that probably do break her probation and live streaming it, yeah, it's not going to be good. I'll tell you that. And in my personal, if I was somebody that could give her some advice, my personal advice would be just lay off of YouTube till your probation's done. Simple as that. But apparently, I guess they're not. Apparently, I guess they're down in Florida on a vacation, and they've got a lot of other BS that's going on between them and some other pieces of trash. We're not even going to mention them, but I'm sure a lot of you been following that whole trash fire is what I call it. So, not looking good for that person. Again, that's just my personal opinion. But let's listen together and let's see exactly how that sentencing hearing went down. All right, so that was going to be, here we go. that update we did right off the side of the freeway at a rest stop. I think that was my first actual ever rest stop breaking news coverage broadcast edition. All right, so let me just get it right to the part of the video. All right, got it queued up. Just give me 1 second here. Let's get it queued up on your end. Oops, let's go here. Let's go here. Present, share screen, breaking news. Here we go. Let's go. All right, go ahead and play. Turn on your. Oh wait. If I recommend if you have earbuds, put on your audio all the way up. That's my recommendations. Here we go. Let me just make sure you guys can see what I'm looking at. Yep, perfect. All right, here we go.
versus Tabona under indictment 23-05577. Appearances of counsel, please. Good afternoon, Your Honor. Liz Tabarowski for the state.
Can you guys hear? Give me 3s in the chat if you can hear. Hold on, let good. me fast forward it. And we're going to listen to it now, okay? I muted my mic. Here we go, all right? So I'm going to start it from the beginning. Roofer, if it's going good, please just give me a thumbs up, Roofer. Roofer only. Thank you, sir. I know I got what I'm doing, but you're going to hear clicking before it's going to start. So that's just how it's going to go. I apologize if you're going to hear clicks before the audio file starts. Once the audio file starts, the click should stop. Like I said, I apologize you can't have it both ways, so this is the only way it's going to work. Thank you, guys. Appreciate your patience. Love y'all.
Versus Tabona under indictment 23-05577. Appearances of counsel, please. Good afternoon, Your Honor. Liz Tabarowski for the state. Oh, thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, Andrew Seawold on behalf. Mr. Seawald, did you have an opportunity to review the pre-sentence report? Yes. Any changes necessary? No, Your Honor. Do you want to be heard? No, Your Honor. Mr. Bona, do you want to say anything? No, Your Honor. Thank you. State? Your Honor, in this case, the defendant, because she was so distracted by virtue of live streaming on her YouTube channel, failed to properly keep control of her vehicle, crashed her car, and injured 2 people, including her child. She had 8 prior contacts with the criminal justice system in 2 states, including convictions for attempt to possess CDS, forgery, and theft. Based upon that, I am asking that Your Honor find aggravating factors 3 and 9, that there is a risk of reoffense, and that there is a need to deter the defendant, specific deterrence and general deterrence. Your Honor, the defendant is lucky that nothing beyond minor injuries happened to the people involved here, especially to her own daughter. And she is further lucky that her attorney was able to negotiate this plea on her behalf. With that said, Your Honor, I am asking that she, despite it being a DC offense, I am asking that Your Honor place her on a term of probation and with any conditions that Your Honor deem appropriate. And with that, I will submit. Thank you. On January 16th, police were dispatched to a motor vehicle accident in their jurisdiction. They spoke to a witness who indicated that the driver of the vehicle was cut off another vehicle and struck it. The police received a call from an individual stating they had additional information about the
motor vehicle accident. They indicated that the driver was Ms. Tabona, who was a YouTuber, and she was live streaming at the time of the accident. They looked at the accounts and were able to indicate that she did not appear to be under the influence or intoxicated. However, there was concern for the welfare of her 5-year-old because the child was in the vehicle at the time of the live stream, and they could hear some communication with Ms. Tabona and the child, who indicated that the child hit its head. There was likewise some injury by the other driver, who had complained of pain to her neck, her back, her rib area, and her knee. X-rays were taken. There were no breaks or anything that was indicated, although there was this soft tissue injury. Ultimately, Ms. Tabona was charged with endangering and assault by auto and hindering. And these matters were resolved as disorderly persons convictions. Ms. Tabona is 37 years of age with no known.
All right, that ends the first part. Just give me a second to bring up the second video, okay? One moment.
Juvenile history, although it would have been remote. Juvenile history, although it would have.
Okay, we're ready to go. It's ready to go. I'm going to start it and keep my mouth shut. Here we go. Continuing on.
Juvenile history, although it would have been remote. As indicated, there is a prior Superior Court conviction for criminal attempt. There are 5 out-of-state convictions for forgery, possession, and criminal mischief. One thing is named to be a robbery and a petty larceny. As indicated, she pled guilty to an assault by auto as amended to a disorderly person's offense, as well as an assault by auto, a disorderly person's offense on the summons that was in conjunction with the same automobile offense. To which I will sentence her to 1 year probation, in which she is to follow the recommendations of probation. And if DCP&P is involved, I don't know if they are or not, then she is to follow their recommendations as well. On each, there is a $100 victim of crime compensation fund penalty, a $75 Safe Neighborhood Streets Fund penalty. She gets jail credit for 1 day for January 19, 2023 to January 19, 2023. There'll be a $2 a month probation supervision fee. I will find aggravating factor 3, the risk of re-involvement because of the history that has been placed on the record and the careless nature of the actions. And 9, the need to deter this defendant and others from violating the law. However, I will find mitigating factor 10, that she is particularly likely to respond affirmatively to probationary treatment. The remaining counts of the indictment will be dismissed, as well as any underlying complaints on the summons. These sentences are to run concurrently. You have 20 days in which to appeal. You will be in contact with the probation department in order to sign up for probation. Mr. Sewell, at your earliest convenience, I need an appeals rights form to be submitted.
Yes, sure.
All right. Mr. Bona, I wish you good luck, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Can we give her the phone number? You said? What's the phone number? 4300, and then what? Ma'am, you have a pencil or pen?
Okay, cool. Now you guys should be able to hear me. So that was it right there. Again, that was her sentencing hearing. She pretty much had already known that she was going to get probation. There was a possibility that the judge could, not go with the recommendation from the prosecutor's office. And also we knew that she had also requested prior to the sentencing hearing, the judge had requested a pre-sentencing report, okay, which was going to give her, control as background info as far as what other, her criminal history and things like that. So there was a possibility that the judge could have changed as far as, what the outcome was going to be and not go with the, recommended, or not go with the recommendation from the prosecution or the prosecutor's office, which was probation. But in this case, she did, and they went ahead and gave control of probation. Now, I do need to kind of do some, research on far as what that's going to include in the state of New Jersey. I mean, we probably can, safe to say it's probably going to be pretty close to what probation is in most of your other states. And we could compare it to that, which means you don't get in any trouble, right? They give you a certain date as far as what your probation time range is going to be. And if you get in trouble between now and that date, you're breaking your what's called doing a violation of your probation. And then there's consequences for violating your probation. So I can get, I can do some research and give you more of a idea of what those consequences would be, and what, more or less what is included in this probation. And I'll work on that. But for right now, we know she's got probation. She's got to be on her best behavior. You even heard the judge say at the end, I hope you don't stream and drive or something like that. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens. I mean, you've got a person that literally streams their whole life, and you've got people that dislike this individual. And that's like I said, if I was that person, why give those people any opportunities to get you in trouble, to affect your life? Just get off of YouTube for however long it is you're on your probation, and then you can get back on and, do that to everybody. But either way, to each their own, right? We've closed that chapter on Controlla. I have no need to discuss anything between what goes on with her and her drama with everybody. Anytime that we might even bring her up, pretty much in this case or in the future, is going to be if she does a probation violation or if she ends up going through the court system again for something else, okay? But as far as that chapter or that book, just like Skimask Andy, finally getting to close some of these books. But unfortunately, every time we do close a book, it seems like we're opening up another one. You know what I mean? So with that, the closing of Skimask Andy and Controlla, we've now opened up a novel with MGL. And you can bet you we're going to be doing a lot of coverage on that because it just got serious, okay? It was already serious. It just got even more serious. And I with that, I want to do updates. I'd like to schedule a open panel, and I'd like to invite people to come up and speak on this situation with MGL and what's going on. But yeah, we're definitely going to be between the Trina court case and what's going on with MGL. We've got some pretty serious court updates, and it's definitely going to keep this station busy. So I will do my best in bringing you those updates now that we're kind of getting into the nitty gritty of things, especially with the Trina Golden case. And like I said, it's not going to be looking good with MGL. I don't care how much she tries to, sugarcoat it, which is going to be my new word now, because we're going to see a lot of that sugarcoating going on with these people once they start getting sentencing and stuff like that. But yeah, it's trust me. And then most importantly, that hold on, let me share something with you really quick. This was sent to me today. This is just a screenshot from the Justia website. This is, which just gives you, court information, gives you definitions of court terms, gives you a lot of the statutes for every different state and the meanings and things like that. But in the state of Georgia, it reads, any person who commits the offense of simple battery against a police officer, correction officer, or detention officer engaged in carrying out official duties shall, upon conviction thereof, be punished for a misdemeanor of a high and aggravated nature. Okay? So they don't just consider that just a regular misdemeanor. It's considered a misdemeanor of a high and aggravated nature. Okay? Which, when it comes to sentencing time, that's usually when a judge is going to start considering, that really, kind of what most people go for a misdemeanor. Yeah, no, there could be really high fines and there's jail time. Okay. A lot of people don't get jail time for misdemeanors, but when you got something like this, one, it's an assault on an officer, and now it's considered a high and aggravated nature misdemeanor. Yeah, you're most likely looking at possibly facing the, I would say the what do they call it? The maximum penalty as far as when it comes to fees and jail time for that said misdemeanor. But again, I guess we'll see what happens. But yeah, we're definitely going to be doing some really, as far as in-depth updates following this case with MGL. And like I said, I would definitely like to open up a really good panel with some guests, and have a good discussion on this. So we'll see how that goes. Like I said, coming in March, I'm planning on putting out a broadcast schedule. But again, with this type of content, this type of station being a news station, you're going to have breaking news. You're going to have stuff that maybe comes up that I didn't have, planned. For example, like a panel show, right? So it's something we'll experiment with in March, but at least what we can say is, hey, whatever dates I select, whether it's Mondays and Fridays at 9 a.m. or Fridays, a night show, Mondays a morning show, you can bet that on March we'll have a set schedule for those shows. If anything else comes up in between, hey, we'll just have to go by the edge of our seat, as they say. I'm going to be shipping out today, kind of to get off subject here. I will be shipping out today the gifts I have for some of the members of the jury, some of the viewers. For example, Roofer, I'm going to be sending out your gift today, your souvenir keychain and your Choya stick. As a matter of fact, let me show everybody what that looks like. I got the big Choya sticks yesterday. If you followed me on the walk and talk, we actually went out looking for some more of these because we're going to send some out. More specifically, I went looking for one for Sunshinery because when she saw the one that we got for Roofer, she said, I want one. But this is Roofer's little wand, little Choya wand, we've nicknamed it, okay? So Roofer's going to be getting that. And Roofer got the Sprite keychain. We got a little gift for Roofer from the Museum of Coca-Cola, or the World of Coca-Cola. You know what I like about this, Roofer? I noticed some of these aren't double-sided. You know what I mean? Like the cheap ones. I like this one. It's double-sided, and it's green, man. My favorite color. Good choice. But I'm going to be sending that out to Roofer. We've got Mary T. We're going to be sending out Mary T's duck call, and this is really cool. This came from the Buck Commander warehouse from Duck Dynasty. If anybody's ever watched Duck Dynasty, if you're Duck Dynasty fans, we went there on our way back. We stopped. That was in, more specifically, that was in Louisiana. That was in, it starts with an M, I think. Somebody can help me in chat because I'm having a brain fart. But yeah, that's where the Robinson family is from, and that's where they have their warehouse. And it was on the way back, going from Georgia back home to New Mexico. So stop there. And we've got a really cool, it's called the Miss Priss. I'm going to be sending that out to Mary T. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I agree, Sunshinery. So got that going to Mary T. And then Sunshinery, I think I already got your stuff boxed up here. Oh, yeah. Sunshinery was the winner of our members of the jury trivia contest. And with that, Sunshinery won the LED candle set. All right. And if you've seen these, they're awesome. That's why I got it. I got 2 of them. I gifted one to a family member, and then I had one that I was going to gift to a member of the jury. So we did it as a trivia question. And if you've ever seen these, they're really cool. They look just like a real candle, but it's LED. You can change the colors of the candles, and it's got like a little fake flicker that looks just like a real one. I mean, literally, you'd put your finger there thinking it's going to burn you, and it's not, Even has a remote control. So Sunshinery's got that. Sunshinery also got a sticker from when we stopped at the Cadillac Ranch on our way back from which one was that? That was I think we went to, was that, where did we go? Oh my gosh. Been everywhere this year. I had to actually think about that. Where the hell was I coming back from on that trip? I'll have to think about that. Jeez. But anyways, we're in Texas. You go through Texas a lot, no matter which way you're going. You know what I mean? And we stopped at the Cadillac Ranch, and oh man, I'm jealous. This is the one that Sunshinery wanted. So we got Sunshinery a sticker from there. And then the guy there was so nice to gift me with a sticker from there. I got one. Sunshinery got one. And then they gifted me one. So I went ahead and gave that to Sunshinery. Kind of want to take it back now, but I'm just kidding, Sunshinery. But you got that one too. So we got 2 stickers going to you. And then we got your candles. And then, of course, once I get your Choya stick all cut up and polished up and looking nice, I'll send that to you. So, yeah, I've got a couple of boxes to send out today at the post office. I was going to do that yesterday with you guys on stream, but we found out it was President's Day. Of course, the post office was closed. So I'll get those mailed out today. So we got Sunshinery. Roofer's got a box coming out. Mary T's got her Miss Pris coming to her. And then, again, if you guys... anybody wants some stickers, I still got a handful of them left. Those are the, let me show you. I brought those with me. And actually, I was going to hand some out to some of the people that were there at the court hearing. And I totally forgot that. I spaced out. Oh, wait. There they are. I saved one of these for myself. I got an original one from the first batch. That's mine right there, the Don't Mess with the Press sticker. I'm planning on doing more of these, but I'm going to put this out on the merch line with the shirts coming out next month. And that's going to be for our we're going to be doing a kind of a merch line, but we're going to be donating 100% of all the proceeds from that to a variety of different nonprofits. Okay, that's going to be kind of our our kind of way of saying thank you to the world, project. So I'm really excited for that. So again, those nonprofits will be selected by you guys, but I'm excited to be putting out that merch. And that's going to be one of the things I'm going to reintroduce this sticker lineup. I gave these out when we had a few of them. And then I still got a handful of these that I'm giving out. So if you like one, just let me know. I just need an address to send it to you, and no problem, free. All right. My way of saying thank you for your support. This was the how about $1 Skimask Andy one. So right now we've actually put out two different stickers. And then I'm going to be putting this as a shirt too. So you'll have this as a shirt. And then I got a design for a hoodie. So I think we're going to have a hoodie, a shirt, and then some stickers that you can, if you want to support the fundraiser for the good cause, you can do that. And you get a cool bit of merch. Well, Candy Kiss, that's why I'm going to do this one here. I'm going to have this. I already had a shirt made with this, and it came out really good. I wanted to test it out and see. So I'm going to put an order for more of those. And like I said, yeah, come March, we're going to have a lot of cool stuff coming out. We're going to have the merch lineup. We're going to have the broadcast schedule. And then March, I am going to feel more comfortable actually having my real stage set up where I'm going to utilize, the different platform. It's just hard because I'm so used to, and I like the StreamYard platform, but I can do so much more and have a lot funner with chat with the other platform that I have that I've been kind of teeter-tottering with. I messed around with you guys on a live stream, and it was fun. We had a lot of fun. So now I got to integrate that setup with the new camera setup. Then we got the sound effect board, which you guys saw earlier we had a little problem with, but we did use that on a few live streams back before. We got it to work, and that was a lot of fun. So hopefully by March, we'll have the new stage set up. I'll be more comfortable with it. That's going to allow me to engage with you guys a lot better. It'll allow us to do a much more professional style of show, which I'm excited about. So yeah, we're moving up, man. We're getting there. Hopefully, maybe we'll be able to do a little 5K celebration party here soon, all right? So I want to say a huge thank you to all our new subscribers. Huge thank you to all the members of the jury, whether you're an OG, whether you're a new member of the jury. Big thank you to all the viewers. I know a lot of you may not participate in chat, and no need to. If you just like hanging around in the back or in the bushes, like they say, I appreciate that, okay? So if you guys have enjoyed today's show, I'd appreciate if you can give me a thumbs up. Helps with the algorithm, lets me know that I'm doing a good job. And I think we're going to call it a day, all right? Now, if there's any more breaking news, you know I'll be back on to break that. And, you know, with what's going on with the MGL case right now, who knows? But definitely, I personally got a lot of stuff to be working on this week. I've got a lot of, you know, FOIA requests to put out and a lot of updates to start working on. So I will be a busy bee along with all the other stuff I got going on in my personal life. But I look forward to the next show with you guys. Since we're not doing the broadcast schedule, I don't know when that's going to be. Let's see. Today's a Tuesday. I usually like to do something at the end of the week. So let's just plan on something at the end of the week. Probably do something fun, maybe another walk and talk or just a fun IRL, maybe between now and then. But and if there's any breaking news, make sure you got those notifications on. That way that goes off and you know that breaking news is about to come on. And of course, I leave all these videos up. So if you're part of that replay crew, shout out to my replay crew. And you can catch the video anytime you want, 24/7, baby. Hey, thank you, A Nightmare on the Street. I appreciate you. I see you. Yo, hoodies with zippers. Yeah, okay, let me put zippers on there. It's a good idea. Yeah, no, it'll be a lot of fun. And like I said, it's all going for a good cause, and that's what I'm excited to be doing. Last year, I remember I forgot who it was, and I even have the comment. I screenshot it. So it meant a lot to me. And I'll remember who it was here in a second. I think I know who it was, actually. But they kind of touched me with the comment they had put out, and it was something along the lines of, you know, we appreciate everything you're doing, but I think with your type of platform, you do really good, you know, not only exposing these bad people, but doing some good, you know. And I started thinking, well, what could we do? And I said, well, you know what? Let's do something where we could fundraise money, whether it's through merch or whatever. You know, we did the polar plunge for our last fundraiser that we ended up helping out the local animal shelter here. And then we did, hold on, don't help me, because I always have a brain fart, but I'm not going to have it today. It is the children's hospital known as, it kills me because I always want to say another one and it's not it, but we helped out a children's hospital as well as part of that fundraiser. So, you know, that was something I kind of just experimented with, but going with this year forward, I wanted to do something bigger. So for that person that had commented, thank you, man. That comment had touched me a lot. And really, you know, I wanted to do something good this year. And that's what I said we'd be doing. And we're almost there. Like I said, come March, I'll have that merch line out and available, and we'll be running that all year long, you know. And I'm really excited to be able, like I said, I'll let you guys decide which nonprofits, or, you know, it doesn't have to be a nonprofit if it's like just as long as it's somebody that's doing something to help others, okay, that we as a group can agree on, we'll help them out. St. Jude, thank you, Sicilian Princess. Dude, I'm going to have to tattoo that like on my hand, all right? You guys want to hear something? So, I've been trying to look for kind of like a hobby, something to do this year. And my pops has been into, he likes doing like the I don't know if you guys like doing coloring, but they've got, you know, adult coloring books, you know, they've got like the zombie theme stuff. He'll like to color anything, but you know, I like kind of like the horror themed coloring books and stuff. So that's cool. But I kind of want to do something different. So what I've kind of been watching some TikTok videos, and there's a guy I follow on YouTube. He's a tattoo artist, and he does a lot, and I didn't realize it's kind of like a hobby, you know, like people like to color coloring books. He likes to do pretty much the same, but it's with the fake tattoo skin, and learn and teach yourself how to do tattoos. So I was like, that'd be cool. So literally, you can go on Amazon. And, you know, now remember, these are beginners tattoo machines. They're not meant to tattoo on yourself, even though you can. And don't use the ink. Okay, order, if you are ever going to do this, at the minimum, order professional ink. Don't use the ink that comes with these. Okay, and again, even the machines really aren't really recommended, but you can use them. But they even got portable ones, okay, where there's not even any wires. It's like a big old pen. But what you do is you get those fake tattoo skins, and I'm going to be starting to try to teach myself how to tattoo. Now, with the goal of giving myself a tattoo somewhere, okay, probably somewhere where I can hide it easy if I fuck up. But yeah, I want to teach myself how to tattoo, and with the goal of giving myself a tattoo, all right? So just share that with you. But yeah, I started looking at they've got these little tattoo kits, literally $29.99, man, comes with the tattoo gun, the ink, little tattoo skins. Like I said, it's not meant for professional use, but, you know, I think it'd be kind of fun. Well, Sunshinery, one of the people I follow that does this, that's where I kind of got the idea. Their channel literally is like they're on the mission to tattoo 500 tattoos on themselves. And they started like teaching themselves, so you can see like where it's kind of rough, and then they've gotten better. But I think they're at like 250 tattoos out of 500 now. To each their own, but oh, Roofer, you know, well, hey, that's what they do in jail, man. I mean, you got to remember, original tattoos back in the days were just the tap, right? I forgot what they call it, but they even sell that. I mean, if you even want to teach yourself how to, you know, do it the OG style, you know, you can do that. But I thought it'd be cool just to try to start working on those fake tattoo skins, you know, and teach myself how to do a basic tattoo with, like I said, the ultimate goal of giving myself a basic tattoo somewhere. Special needs children, absolutely. See, you guys were the ones that gave me the ideas for the last two groups that we helped. I, of course, you guys know I'm a big animal person. So if you ask me, it'd be like, you know, rescues. But, you know, we call it, remember we had going for the doggos or humans, all right? But, of course, we got to remember, all right, we've got a lot of people that love humans, okay? I do too, but I kind of have a little bit more heart for the dogs, just saying. But no, definitely, I think I think a variety of groups. I think like maybe every quarter, you know, we tally up the amount that the fundraisers fundraise, and then at the end of that quarter, we all do like we did this last time. We'll put up some organizations, and we'll let everybody in chat, you know, we'll do a poll, and then we'll, you know, maybe pick two out of however many organizations. We don't have to just have one; we can pick two. And then we'll donate that money at the end of that quarter to that organization or the two organizations. Then next quarter, we pick a different organization. So I think that'll be kind of a way we can go. You did, Roof? All right. See, so you know what I'm talking about. See, maybe you'd be into that, man. I don't know if you already are, but I think it'd be fun. I think it's kind of, I call it extreme coloring. All right. So if once you get kind of bored with just kind of even like the, you know, they've got some fancy coloring books. Like I said, they get crazy on those ones. But, you know, if you get a little bored of that, hey, let's move up to teaching yourself how to tattoo. You know, I thought it'd be fun. So that's kind of my little thing I'm looking at now. Not saying I haven't got one yet, you know, but, you know, I'm just starting to kind of browse around, you know. My latest purchase was my Stanley, so it's going to be a while until I purchase anything, even a $29.99 tattoo gun. But, hey, I'm proud of this purchase here. I've been digging my Stanley. All right, you guys. I had a lot of fun with you all today. We did about, almost a 2.5 hour stream today. So I told you we had a lot of information to put out. We were able to update the calendar, I think, just with the exception of I think it was just Blogger. Everybody else got hearings in March. And I'll double check all that. Like I said, I'll go through again and double check my dates. But we'll go ahead and fix. And I think it was Slick, right? Slick X. Sorry if I said the name wrong. Good call on calling me out on spelling February wrong. I must have been thinking with my Blackout Andy voice, okay? If you know, you'll get the joke. But we'll definitely throw an R in there and get that fixed. And then I'll get that updated with any of the February dates. And then, like I said, I think we have a lot coming up in March. So, yeah, we're going to, looks like, have a busy schedule these next 2 months with the court dates. Like I said, primarily focusing on the Trina Golding case and the Michelle Goes Live, or MGL, a.k.a. Michelle Sabate. Now, not 1, but 2 DUI cases. See, that would be cool, the diamond art, but like, see, I've seen, if it's what I'm thinking, I've seen some kind of that style with tats, which is what I like. So yeah, no, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Like I said, I'm just looking at it. Haven't made my mind up on it yet. I'm still just going to be sticking in my Crayolas and zombie books for right now. But we'll see. All right, you guys, I'm going to call it a show. Again, if there's any breaking news, I will come on and break that for you. Otherwise, we'll probably shoot for like a Saturday or weekend show. And like I said, maybe do some fun IRL in between, whether it's a walk and talk or something else, Oh, I was even thinking of maybe doing an IRL, something fun when we do like carving up those sticks and getting them all polished up. So for those that are interested to see what type of project you can do with those Choya sticks, we might do that as a fun stream. We were actually, what were we talking about doing with birdhouses with glass? We were using the glass chips for the birdhouse. That's when I was even thinking, oh, that would be fun too. It's going to be that time of the year, where the birds are going to be coming out. Springtime is arriving. I think, oh yeah, we were talking about using like the glass pieces, the old glass pieces, kind of like stain art on the birdhouses is I think what we were talking about. But yeah, we might do like a fun project IRL or something. I got some projects, whether you guys want to, hang out with me and chit chat, it's up to you. But yeah, we'll do something between now and then. But yeah, we'll plan on another court update coming up at the end of the weekend. Then once we go into March, we'll have a broadcast schedule. So that should be a lot easier for everybody, including myself. And otherwise, unless there's some breaking news, let's call it a show, ladies and gentlemen. So with that, I want to say a huge thank you to all the members of the jury. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate your continued support. We had actually a few members today. I want to shout you guys out really quick. Kimberly for hitting 6 months as a member of the jury. Subaru for with a 10-month anniversary. And then Tabby with a 2-month anniversary, all right? I appreciate all your guys' continued support. I appreciate all the super stickers and all the super chats that came in today. I know Darlene Valenzuela did a super sticker earlier on the show today, and Roofer hit us with a $10 super chat. So thank you guys for all your support. And again, jury members, I appreciate all your continued support. Want to thank all the viewers for taking your time out of your Tuesday morning, now afternoon, depending if you're on the East Coast or not, and being here today. So again, thank you for all your viewers, whether you love me, hate me, or you're somewhere in between, as I say. Again, don't forget to keep that head on a swivel. Don't forget to check your six. And most importantly, take some time today to love somebody, even if it's yourself, all right? Because every once in a while, you need to love yourself. All right, I'm telling you. We'll see you guys on the next one. All right, NJ Courts is officially out. It's been a while of here. All right, guys, take care. Love you guys, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace. Especially in the Middle East, man. Later.